Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to European Truck Simulator, and welcome back to Palermo in Sicily. Right, let's get her fired up. So I don't know, are we going to roleplay it? We just flew back here from Swansea, where we dropped off our 2010 MAN TGX. We're back on the job in Palermo, and we're looking for a job. We want to go over this way. So, Catania, Messina, anywhere up the coast. Let's see what we got. That's a possibility. We could also go out this way. We could also, you know what? Let's do that. Let's take this little quickie. And then when we're here, we'll grab another one going up this way. Let's grab this one before it goes anywhere. That is an hour away. I'm sorry, it expires in an hour. Whoa, that was a little bit crazy. Right. Brake off. First gear, good on fuel, good on sleep. Here we go. And it looks like it's just right around the corner. 7 a.m. John Law. You ain't seen nothing, John Law. You just keep rolling. Oh, I forgot how good this truck sounds. Love it. Right. Traffic circle. Good to go. Right over here. That's quick. And we're not... no. We're not going on a boat. So maybe we'll take some... maybe we'll take one of those long, ridiculous trailers. Right. Freight market. Let's see what we got. Dry milk. Alright, so we got... You know the one I'm talking about, the ridiculous one. Dry milk. Doesn't need to be refrigerated, so it doesn't have to be a reefer. So... Here's the carry. Dolly trailers. No. I'll know it when I see it. You know the one I'm talking about. The ridiculous rig. Now what's funny is I came down here. I looked for a job out of Swansea, but we were in that rigid, so it had to be a dolly trailer. And I couldn't find any. Couldn't find anything going up toward... Yep, that's the one we're looking for. Are these different? No, they're both just gigantic. Let's do it. Take job. Let's do it. Ooh, pays a lot better when we do it that way too. 30 tons. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right. I'm going third person. In the interest of keeping things moving. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what was I saying? What's his name again? Jeezy Pete's. We'll get this. Right. You get it? Yeah, not really. Not something you'd see. Man, that is tight. I love it. Okay. So, here we go. 194 kilometers. Shouldn't take long at all. And when we get to... Okay. Okay. When we get to that town, we'll take a look and see... what's happening. Why are we, like, losing all of our FPSs? Gate is open. Gate is open. Traffic, no traffic. No traffic. Let's get cleared on that side. Let's get cleared on this side. Might have to drive up on the sidewalk a little bit. Mount the curb, as they say. Sorry, folks. Professional European truck driver. Nothing to see here. Right. So in the previous episode that you're not going to see, because I got us driving around Swansea a little bit, I was talking about how I'm really looking forward to really looking forward to and also not looking forward to getting everything converted over to 1.31. Obviously, I'm looking forward to the result. But the process is going to be arduous. I know that, because I have so many mods, and I know, like, all the cast stuff, which, like this trailer that we're hauling right now, this is all the cast stuff. And he does the NTM, he does the Akari, he does the cracker walking floor, he does the rigid stuff for the RJL. Those have all been patched over to 1.31. As far as I know, the RJL Scania at this point has not, and today is the 9th, the 10th of April, 2018. At this point, as far as I know, it has not. 50K to DAF, I think, it kind of sits on top of a base game truck, so I don't even know if that has to be patched over, or if that will just sort of like automatically update when the base game truck updates. And that D3S, D3DS Mercedes has patched over, but that's kind of an unusual mod, because the original developer, I guess, handed it off to somebody. The original developer is no longer able to work on it, so they like gave it to somebody else with their blessing. Madster, I've seen, and again, I told you this before, anything that I say, I'm just, it's just my opinions. I'm not stating this as a fact or like something I want to fight about or anything. Just an opinion. But I've read Madster, some of his trucks, some of his threads, where he's really frustrated with the community, and he's not going to support a mod anymore, and don't ask him any more questions. But he seems to come back around. So we'll look for the Madster MAN. I'm trying to think what other trucks we have. The DAF, the RJL, Madster. Oh, the XBS. The XBS. Okay. I don't know where those frame drops are coming from. The XBS MAN TGX that we drove in the past couple episodes. I did see this with my own two eyes on the thread, like I guess the master thread for that truck. My man got mad and deleted all his comments that he had posted on that thread, and he's out. He's out. He's not modding. And all right. I'm just gonna woo-saw. I'm just gonna woo-saw. He's out. He says he's done modding. And the reason is that people put his mods up on unauthorized sites. And I'm really like on the fence about this. Because one part of me is like, yeah, man, that is messed up. If you make something, like, people shouldn't take it. They shouldn't just take it from you and trade it around amongst themselves. And then it's more than that, because it's not just file sharing. People put your work up on other sites, and then they get paid for it. Right? You get paid per click, paid per download. It's only a few pennies, but you know what I'm talking about. People do that. So now they're not just stealing your work, now they're stealing it and essentially reselling it. And I could see how that would make a person very angry. Totally get that. And then at the same time, from the other side of the whatever, I look at it like, what, are you new to this? Like, first you've heard of how the modding community operates. This goes back to 18 Wheels of Steel. This is how people do it. If you're going to make a mod, I feel like you almost have to do it for love, because as soon as one nefarious person downloads it and it makes it out in the community, then it's gone, and you're never going to have really control of it again. And that's just the way it goes. So I see both sides of that. Ultimately, it's his mod, it's his choice, it's his life. I mean, if he doesn't want to make mods anymore, ain't nobody going to make him, you know, that's his choice. I feel really bad. And what's weird is, then just a couple days ago, I found a mod for ATS. And you'll see it in the next ATS video. I'm going to tease it out a little bit. You'll see that truck. It's a fantastic truck. But when I looked into like the history and background of it, it's amazing, like what's going on with it. And I found a download site for it. You know, when I first saw it on a download site, one of the comments was like something about something, and the person that posted it responded like really rude and aggressive. Like, you know, you can't tell me or something. And then another person responded immediately afterwards, and they were like, fool, this isn't even your mod. This is an abandoned Russian pay mod that you're working on. But you didn't create this. You know, you may have updated it, you may have whatever, but this isn't your mod. So definitely, like, a lot of gray area there in the mod community, as far as who owns what and who does what and how to protect things, and like I was saying just a minute ago, understanding that as soon as you put something out in the community, like, it more or less belongs to the community. I don't want to say it's gone, but it's gone. So, or, you know, at least gone from your control or whatever. So it's, I don't want to say I see both sides of it. I do see both sides of it. And I'm not saying stealing mods is okay, but for me as a gamer, it's why I don't talk about mods unless I can see, like, the cast stuff, KAST. I can see his threads on the SCS Soft forums, and I can see the official links that he posts in the OP where he wants you to download his mods. And I can do that, and I know he gets the click for it or whatever. Same with the RJL Scania, same with 50K. Other mods, I have to say, like, when you come across one, it's really hard sometimes to have the discipline to be like, no, this doesn't feel right, I'm not going to download that. And there's other times where you don't even know. Like, you don't know that you're downloading a dodgy mod, or that you're, you know, it's really hard to know sometimes. And I came across a mod, an ATS mod, and I found the developer's Facebook page with the official link and everything. And they were just going off about how, people steal from me, so you friend me, and if I decide to friend you, then I might send you a link, but I might not, because. And I thought, you know what, man, if that's how you're gonna come at me, like all strong like that, don't worry about it, And it was not a question of, okay, I'll just go download your mod somewhere else. I won't download your mod at all. I won't drive your mod because I don't like your attitude, and you don't really seem to like the people in the community, and I guess I don't like you back, and that's the end of it. We'll just call it good. And it's not like some big pissing contest, or I'm going to unfriend you or anything like that. It's just I'd just rather not. So I'm willing to seek out a mod from the developer, and I'm willing to only download it from the developer, and I'm willing to go those extra steps. But there's some mods that you come across and it's like I don't know what the history of this mod is. There have been mods that I've downloaded that I found out later that is a whatever. So then I'll go to their site and re-download it. Like some of the grime stuff I found on some dodgy sites. But then I found out who Grimes was, and I found out about his WordPress page and whatever, and that's where I go for that stuff now. So I do my best to be legit and be a good member of the community and be fair and only download from reputable sites and everything. But you do come across mods sometimes that it's not, you're not trying to do anything wrong, it just kind of works out that way. So that's why I very often, unless I really know, that's why I don't talk a lot about this person's mod or that person's mod, because I just don't know, and I don't want to give bad information. Having a hell of a time finding your gear. So when I think about doing that for all the mods that I have for 1.31, we'll do it. I'll get to it at some point. I mean, I got to 1.30, and I've done it every time since I think 1.25. I've gone through that process. It's not the end of the world. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass. But what else can you do? It's almost like a mini game. It's a game within a game. And that mod that I found for ATS, what's funny about it is I couldn't find a template for it, and I needed to put a skin on it because I've sort of broken the seal almost. I've started to skin trucks to our channel brand, Joueur Potable on the ETS side, and JP Transportation and Heavy Haul on the ATS side. So I feel like I'm sort of obligated to continue that for all of our trucks. So I had to make a skin for that truck, but I couldn't find a template. So I did the the color block. I don't know if you've seen those, the block checker with the numbers and the codes and everything. You put that in as your skin, and then when you look at the truck, you can see where the numbers fall. Right? Like you can see where the numbers are in the flat DDS file, and then you look when it skins the truck and see where the numbers and colored squares land as a skin. And when you put the two together, you can begin to figure out this area is here, this area is here. But it takes forever. It really would take forever. So a much quicker way to do it is to just go into Blender and generate a skin from the SCS file, from the actual 3D truck model in Blender. And, where was I going with that? I don't remember. Sure, I had a point. Anyway, so let's get up here and see how we're doing on time and see how we're doing on sleep. Right. Get her? We got her. Fantastic. Right. Let's see what we got going on back here. Curb. Conveniently inconvenient curb. I scrape this wall so often. You know I do. We're going to be okay this time. Are we? Maybe. Oh. Oh. Yes. Right, let's see how we did. $10,000. We're working our way up to level 25. What do you say? You want to take another one? Let's take a quick look. If we see something really promising and really quick, we'll go ahead and jump on it. If not, then we won't. A little too long. Let's go maybe not quite so far. So that goes right there. Back that way. What do we think about that? 27 tons to Catanzaro. Let's do it. Because how long was that? So it would be about the same distance. Let's do it. Heavy cargo. Does not like hauling heavy cargo. But you know what? We do it anyway. We ain't scared. And how are we doing on sleep? 7 hours. I think we should be fine. And I think we can get through here, yeah. Good on sleep. Well, sort of good on sleep. Definitely good on fuel. So yeah, man, you get exactly what I'm saying. I don't want to disrespect anybody about their mods, and I would never, you know, if I see somebody that says, hey man, my mod is out there, only download it from this site, I will literally go to that site and re-download it even if I already have it. And try to just steer clear of like what's going on with that ATS mod, where people are like, oh, you know, you can't, you know, tell people to not steal your mod when you stole it and it's not even your mod. And let me out. He really doesn't want to. So I don't know, man. Part of me feels like if you make mods, you need to expect them to be stolen, and then another part of me is like, no, that is ridiculous. What other, when or where would you apply that in any other scenario and not sound completely mental? Like, or even any other kind of software. Like, if you write, I'm trying to think of software that I've written, video editing. If you write video editing software, if you create a video editing application suite, you just need to expect that people are going to steal it. It's just the way things are. I'm like, man, no, it's not. It's not how things are. It's only the way things are if you live with a bunch of thieves. Right, how we doing here? Wall panels. We're taking it. Where's our wall panels? Right there. Right. And if you will pardon me for just 1 second, I do need to check a text. Right. Got to make that money, yo. Let's take a look at what we're hauling here. And I'm going to get in front of it for once and say that is a steering axle trailer. Is it? Sure is. Okay. I feel like I want to know that ahead of time because I always sort of forget to remember it, and then I get bit in the ass when I end up curving it into something, arcing it into something, particularly backing up. Right. Oh, that's why. Okay. When we were coming in, I thought I hit the speed bump extra hard because it kind of like a donk, and I couldn't figure out why. Those gates, you need to trigger them so they start to open, and then let them open all the way. If you don't let them open all the way, there is still an invisible collision box there. Right. So we'll go down to the port, and it's only to get from Messina to, is it, I was saying Via, but it's not Via, it's Villa. Villa San Giovanni is, it's just a couple 100 meters over from Messina to the mainland. So we won't get any sleep on that trip, is what I'm saying. We're doing pretty good for 25 tons. Not bad, not bad. So yeah, man, I don't know. It's frustrating to see people frustrated, and then you see people trolling on top of it. You see people in the threads like, you're an idiot, you know, I'm gonna steal your mod on purpose. And I think, man, that's not helping. Like, if you want to have an opinion about it, or, you know, disagree about it, or even point out to somebody, hey, you know, it's an unfortunate reality that if you make mods, people steal them, and have a discussion about it like adults or whatever. That's one thing, but to be like, meh, you suck, that's not helping anybody. Just trolling. They see me trolling. They hate him. What's going on up here? Not bad for 27 tons on a 4x2. And then what else? What else is going on? Oh, I have to figure out which one do we want here. We want this one, Messina, yeah. We have to figure out what sim to bring in. I feel like the channel needs some new blood. And I gotta figure out what I want that blood to be. I kind of think it should be a flight sim. But I said in a previous video, it really can't be a flight sim, right? Because I'm just not good enough at those for it to be worth it. And that leaves combat flight sim, and I've got a World War I and a World War II that I tested. I mean, it's not bad. It's not... In a way, it's no more... It's going to sound horrible, but in a way, it's no more boring than what we're doing right now. You know, so it's... I'm on the fence about that. Alright, so that's back to Palermo. And we're speeding. Wow, we're really speeding. There we go. And I believe I have that warp 0.9 adjusted. In fact, if I do it really quick while we're in a straight stretch of road, ready? Here we go. Wish me luck. Right. Oh, I just saw those errors when I was in there too. That's not good. It's another part of that mod game though. Just all the things that happen when you kind of force this game to do things that maybe it was never intended to do. And it is so frustrating to me. It really is. We're so good right now on render and frame rate. Like, this just really works for me. It makes me so happy. And everything will be awesome, and then we'll just drop down to like 3 FPS for 5 seconds. And I feel like it's not worth dumping the whole video. You know, it's not worth like just deleting the whole thing and nerd quit. But at the same time, it really does kind of pull me out of the immersion. It really does. And it may for you too, or maybe you don't care. I don't know. It's tricky. I have said before that the whole point of the channel is that I don't just want it to be, I mean, obviously we're focused primarily on simulation gaming, but I want it to be as much about me gaming as about the sim itself, if that makes sense. So like on the one hand, we're driving a truck across Sicily right now, right? That's what we're pretending to do, and we're immersed. But I'm talking about mods, I'm talking about DLC, I'm talking about people in the mod community, which, you know, from that angle, you could say I'm breaking the immersion. If I was fully immersed, I would be like, oh yeah, can't wait to get across Sicily and get back to see my wife and kids in Reims. And you know, my uncle gave me this truck because he had to retire. And some of the things that people do when they really role play. See, right? You get what I'm saying. We're playing immersive, but we're not fully immersed, and this channel is as much about my gaming experiences as it is about the games itself. So I guess when you see the game glitch out like that, and you know the things that I'm doing to try to sort out what's causing that, I guess that's all part of the whatever. Fast pass, you think? Let's do it. What did I have the other night? Something really... Oh, in Train Sim World. Everything just really worked out the other night. And, you know, it was just one of those good gaming nights where everything kind of came together. And just hard to describe it. It was just a really good night. And I guess it's one of the things that, you know, if you game, you know, you get it. And for people that aren't gamers, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. But that goes for anything. I mean, I know people that play softball, like super hardcore softball, like bar league softball, but you know, they got their, you know, $100 special bat that they have to use, and you know, I've seen bar league softball players where, you know, these guys like take a cooler of beer into the outfield with them. And I wouldn't say that they're not taking it very seriously, but they're obviously just having fun and not taking it very seriously. And then other people, like I said, they take it very, very seriously, which is cool. You know, that's cool. And I guess gaming is the same way. But anything can be like that. Shoot, man, you got people playing fantasy football like it's live or die. And I didn't even think to check whether this was a lift axle. I suppose with it being a steering trailer, it's not super critical, but just for my own curiosity. Nope, it's not. I didn't think it would be. I feel like the little wheel trailers very rarely are lift axle. we're just about in Messina. Man, this DLC, this Italia DLC looks so effing good. Oh man, just perfect detail, really so well put together. Yeah, we're in Messina. Right. No more FPS drops, man. Come on. Keep it together for me, baby. Keep it together. The other thing I need to come up with is a race. I just did 24 hours of Le Mans in Project Cars. I guess I should do an Assetto Corsa next. But I don't know, man. I don't just want to, like, not make up races, but I don't want to be like, you know. But I figure we did sports cars last time, and we really should mix it up a little bit. So maybe we do some open wheel next time. I don't know. I had a really good time at Riverside in that Lola, but I also feel like I kind of had the field outclassed, and that's the really tricky thing about racing games and picking cars and picking classes is particularly in Assetto Corsa, where you can pick the individual cars that you race. Like in Project Cars 2, you can pick a class and then you race that whole class. In Assetto Corsa, you can pick individual cars to race. So you can take like an LMP car and put a bunch of like Fiat 500s in the pack. So it's really tricky because it's like, what do you call it? Is there a light here? What's going on? I saw a yield sign. Too late now. You have to do it yourself. So it's like, well, how do I know how to be fair? Because I don't want to make it easy, but I also don't want to make it so hard that I can't ever win. So it's tricky, and I think that Riverside race, I think that Lola did kind of have it over the field. So, you know, I did have to really focus and drive well, and I think I may not have won that race. I think maybe I came in second. But either way, you see what I'm getting at. Like, I want it to be fair. But I also want it to be difficult. Right. So I don't know. And I do have a couple F1 cars in Assetto Corsa, but there's no real F1 class. There's just a couple, well, I take that back. There's plenty of F1 cars, but they're all different years. So I can't, you know, I'm not going to race a 2017 Ferrari. I'm not going to race, you know, Kimi Räikkönen's Ferrari against a Lotus 49 from the 60s, even though they're both Formula One. What's going on here? But then the other thing is just to make a field of Ferraris, and that's not, you know, it's kind of ridiculous. Oh no. Did I want to go there? This gate isn't even going to open, is it? No, it's not. Yep. Right. Very carefully. Sorry, folks. I'm not from around here. So I would love to have a field of, you know, all the contemporary. Well, okay. I guess the easiest thing to do there would be just to get F1 2017 and do Formula One races. But I'm really, I'd like to think of myself as a solid race sim driver, but I don't know if I could really drive a meaningful Formula One race in something like F1 2017, which is a pretty committing game. I'll give it a try. Maybe I'll download that when I'm done here and see how she goes. Right. Slide that right in there. Slide that right in there. Villa San Giovanni, you got it. 20 minutes. That's like right there, man. Deedly deet deet. Pausing, thinking. Okay, here we go. Now, how do we get out of here? I say we go to the right. Yep, got some arrows. $161 kilometers. Maybe 8 or 10 minutes. Less than that. 8. And I'm assuming we're going to be taking these to a job site, maybe to a yard. Boy, this is a little drama. It's a little twisty. It's okay, we like twisty. Very nice of you. Thank you, bus driver. That's fantastic. Wow. Okay. Huh. AI has impressed me today. I feel like this road layout is the same as where did we depart for the ferry to Palermo? Was that Napoli? I feel like this is the exact same road layout as Napoli. Or at least that little kind of port area was. Maybe, well, maybe not exactly. Similar, whatever, stuff. So it goes. I ain't complaining. go. There's our speed limit. So one town over, we'll get this dropped off, and we'll call it an episode. I'm really hoping I can just duplicate everything that I've got going on right now as far as mods. Just duplicate every single thing in 1.31 because I'm so pleased with the AI trailers and what you see in traffic and just everything. Super pleased. We'll see. Alright, cruise control. Drive over the hill here and get her dropped off. It's twice now we've had a customer busting our balls. Either as quick as I can, sir, or ma'am. Right. There we go. Locking the cruise control. You get where we're going. So yeah, man, I'll figure out what to do about another title for the channel. I've thought about a lot of things. I've thought about another map on Farm Simulator 17. I've thought about flight sims. I've thought about, I guess today, thinking about F1 2017. I mean, just so many different options and choices. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But in the meantime, keep doing what we're doing. And the flow, the essential flow is Euro truck. Sorry, American truck, then a train, then Euro truck, then a race, then a farm. So we'll just keep that vibe going, and maybe mix some new stuff in. Figure it out. We always figure it out. And from here, we're back on the mainland, so I guess we'll go back up, and I want to head up, well, at the very least we have to head up Italy. And then we need to think about where we want to go next, whether we want to stay east and go up into Hungary and Czech Republic and Poland and explore going east, or whether we want to head west and pick up our little Mercedes and do day trips. Around more Western Europe. I mean, we could easily take that truck, that little Mercedes, we could easily take that into Eastern Europe. And again, you know, sort of somewhere between casual gaming and roleplay. Not much of a sleeper on that truck, and it's a pretty short wheelbase, and it's kind of a mule. So, you know, what would we be doing? Well, we'd be doing short hauls and staying in hotels. So there's certainly no reason we couldn't take that truck to Eastern Europe. I don't know if I'd want to take it up to Murmansk or the North Cape, but certainly capable of you know, being in Hungary or Czech Republic or Poland. So we'll see. When we get back to the top of Italy, about to cross into Switzerland, etc., we'll decide whether we want to go east or west. We are just about there, man. There's town. It's like one more tunnel and then our exit. Right. Hope the game doesn't crash. I had a couple crashes in ETS yesterday that was a little perplexing. It's been remarkably stable and well behaved for weeks, and then suddenly it was not. However, we are in an open beta there, and we're not in an open beta here. We're just running a ton of mods. Right. Where am I exit at? Oh, we're not even exiting. We're just, this road just goes straight into town. Now, I read somewhere that the reason there are so many stub roads is SCS as a goal. Where's our turn? Ah, there it is. Nope, there it is. SCS as a goal, they want to concentrating. We do this every time, don't we? As a goal, they want to, every time there's an update for a DLC, not every time, but they want to have the option of being able to add roads and content when they update a DLC. I kind of like that. And I think with the rain on the mirrors and how we struggle with this, when I say we, I mean me. Let's just, it's been a long episode, let's just cut our losses. Oh, steering trailer. How I love you. There's nothing wrong with them, it's just a question of anticipating it and getting used to it. Right. Put it in gear. Let's see what we got. Alright. Not making any money, but we're working our way back up. Folks, thank you so much for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of European Truck Simulator. And we will see you next time. Take care now.